Peter Quince at the Clavier by Wallace Stevens. Just as my fingers on these keys make music, so the selfsame sounds on my spirit make a music too. Music is feeling then, not sound, and thus it is that what I feel here in this room, desiring you, thinking of your blue-shadowed silk, is music. It is like the strain waked in the elders by Susanna. Of a green evening, clear and warm, she bathed in her still garden, while the red-eyed elders, watching, felt the bases of their beings throb in witching chords, and their thin blood pulse pizzicati of Hosanna. In the green water, clear and warm, Susanna lay. She searched the touch of springs and found concealed imaginings. She sighed for so much melody. Upon the bank she stood in the cool of spent emotions. She felt among the leaves the dew of old devotions. She walked upon the grass, still quavering. The winds were like her maids on timid feet, fetching her woven scarves, yet wavering. A breath upon her hand muted the night. She turned, a cymbal crashed, and roaring horns. Soon with a noise like tambourines came her attendant Byzantines. They wondered why Susanna cried against the elders by her side, and as they whispered the refrain was like a willow swept by rain. Anon their lamps' uplifted flame revealed Susanna and her shame, and then the simpering Byzantines fled with a noise like tambourines. Beauty is momentary in the mind, the fitful tracing of a portal, but in the flesh it is immortal. The body dies, the body's beauty lives. So evenings die in their green going, a wave interminably flowing. So gardens die, their meek breath scenting the cowl of winter, done repenting. So maidens die, to the auroral celebration of a maiden's quarrel. Susanna's music touched the bawdy strings of those white elders, but escaping, left only death's ironic scraping. Now, in its immortality, it plays on the clear viol of her memory and makes a constant sacrament of praise. These notes are very incomplete about this poem, but just some quickies. First of all, the poem is obviously about music. It's filled with references to music and instruments in musical terms. The title itself, Peter Quince at the Clavier, refers to an old-fashioned piano. Peter Quince is a character in Shakespeare's play A Midsummer Night's Dream. He was a bit of a fool, and I'm not quite clear on the intention of that title. The poem is in 4 movements, reminiscent of a symphony. The first movement, just as my fingers on these keys make music, so the selfsame sounds of my spirit make a music too. Music is feeling then, not sound. And thus it is that what I feel here in this room, desiring you, thinking of your blue-shadowed silk, is music, is a beautiful, beautiful thought. Music is feeling, then not sound. But then the poem makes an unexpected turn, focusing on lust. The biblical story of Susanna and the elders is that the elders both wanted to sleep with Susanna after seeing her bathing, but she declined that pleasure, so they accused her of adultery. They said that they had seen her under a tree fornicating with a man who was not her husband. And then the judge, who is either King David or Solomon or something, probably David, questioned the elders separately and asked them what type of tree was she underneath. And when the two disagreed about which tree in particular Susanna had fornicated under, they were put to death instead of Susanna. But the lust is in the poem, and Stevens often focuses on lust. And so they felt the bases of their beings throb. It's like, wow, what a great description. Then comes this second movement, very beautiful, about the peaceful, sweet, beautiful Susanna in her uncorrupted state before being accused of this crime, that how gorgeous she is and how beautiful and peaceful, and suddenly seen by the elders and accused or taken. We end the movement with a cymbal crashed and roaring horns. They wondered why Susanna cried against the elders by her side, is from the third movement. But the most amazing part of the poem is the fourth movement. Beauty is momentary in the mind, the fitful tracing of a portal, but in the flesh it is immortal. The body dies, the body's beauty lives. This is so much an inversion of our normal thinking. We usually think that a flower is beautiful, but it only lasts for a brief while. A young girl is beautiful, but the beauty passes and she becomes an old woman. But here Stevens, for whatever reason, says really the opposite, that beauty in the flesh is immortal, the body dies, but the body's beauty lives. And then he begins extended comparisons. So evenings die in their green going, a wave interminably flowing, so the beauty goes on. So gardens die, their meek breath scenting the cowl of winter done repenting. So maidens die to the auroral celebrations of a maiden's choral. Susanna's music touched the bawdy strings, the dirty, lustful feelings of those white elders, but escaping left only death's ironic scraping. Like the only people that die are the elders. Now in its immortality it plays on the clear viol of her memory and makes a constant sacrament of praise. Stevens is a very enigmatic poet. I'm not clear on what the total intention is here, but this is a gorgeous, gorgeous poem, a piece of music full of interesting ideas about beauty, about the idea that music is feeling, not sound, and that your desire for someone is a form of music, and then bringing in the element of lust, desire, tying it to lust. It's just a masterpiece. Anyway, I hope that this has been a little helpful. And I'm Andrew Silverman. I taught English at Brooklyn Tech High School for 25 years. And now I'm retired and hoping to make a lot of little videos to help people out with appreciating and understanding literature. I'm going to put them under the name Silver Notes, and have a really great day. Bye-bye.